India, a land of ancient power and wisdom, once rising, now facing setbacks. Why is India getting back? What holds this great nation from its destiny? India, one of the oldest civilizations on earth, home to thinkers, mathematicians, warriors, and poets. From the Indus Valley to the freedom struggle, India's history has been one of resilience and progress. But today, there's a question that looms large. Why is India getting back? Why is the nation, once hailed as a rising superpower, facing setbacks? India has seen rapid economic growth, particularly after liberalization in the 1990s. But in recent years, the growth rate has slowed down. The pandemic made it worse, but it's not the only reason. India was once seen as a hub for innovation and growth, with industries like it and pharmaceuticals leading the charge. However, structural issues like unemployment, inflation, and income inequality have been exacerbated by recent global and domestic events. Policy decisions play a critical role in any country's progress. In India, landmark decisions such as demonetization and the goods and services tax were aimed at reforming the economy. But did they achieve their intended results? Demonetization in 2016 was a bold move, but it didn't deliver the expected benefits. It disrupted the informal economy, which employs a large percentage of India's population. GST, while a good long-term policy, faced significant challenges in execution and compliance. These decisions, while aimed at long-term reforms, caused short-term disruptions that the economy is still recovering from. When major reforms are introduced without adequate preparation or support systems, the consequences can be severe. Beyond economics, India's social fabric is also being tested. Growing communal tensions, political polarization, and debates around secularism, free speech, and democratic freedoms are making headlines globally. There is a growing sense of division within the country. Whether it's religion, caste, or politics, these differences have always existed in India, but they're being amplified today in ways that hurt the nation's unity. Media and social media play a huge role in deepening these divides. India has always been a diverse nation, its unity comes from this diversity. However, rising intolerance and polarization risk destabilizing the country's social harmony. A divided nation cannot progress effectively. Education is the backbone of a nation's progress. While India has made strides in expanding access to education, the quality of education remains a major concern, especially in rural areas. There's a large gap between the urban and rural education systems. Even within urban areas, access to quality education is limited to those who can afford it. This inequality in education leads to unequal opportunities for millions of young Indians. Without adequate investment in education and skill development, India's future workforce will struggle to compete in the global market, holding back the country's potential for growth. As India progresses, it is also grappling with an environmental crisis. Rapid industrialization, urbanization, and poor regulation have led to rising pollution, deforestation, and water shortages. Climate change is making things worse. India's cities are some of the most polluted in the world. We're running out of clean water, and yet development often prioritizes short-term gains over long-term sustainability. If we don't address these issues now, the consequences will be catastrophic for future generations. India's growth must be sustainable to be meaningful. Addressing environmental challenges is not just a national concern, but a global responsibility. Geopolitically, India is at a crucial juncture. While it has a strong position in global diplomacy and is part of important groups like BRICS and the G20, challenges like its relations with China, border issues, and balancing ties with global powers add to its struggles. India is trying to balance its relationships with the US, Russia, and China while also asserting itself as a global leader. But the rising tensions, particularly at the borders with China and Pakistan, pose significant challenges to India's security and economic interests. India's position on the global stage is strong, but it needs to navigate complex geopolitical landscapes to maintain its standing and protect its interests. India has faced numerous challenges throughout its history, but it has always found a way to rise again. The question isn't whether India can overcome its current setbacks, but how it will do so. There's a lot of work to be done improving education, addressing social divisions, creating jobs, and fighting climate change. But India's strength lies in its people, especially the youth. We have the power to change the narrative. With a focus on inclusivity, sustainability, and long term policy reforms, India can overcome these challenges. The future is not set in stone. India's path to progress is in the hands of its 1.4 billion people. The world is watching, and India must rise to the occasion. India's future is bright, but the work must begin today.